Hi, this is Christie Ruffino again, and we are on day 3 of my 7-day video training on how you can share your powerful story with confidence, dignity, and grace. I'm sorry, confidence, dignity, and purpose. We'll throw grace in there for a little extra added measure. So far, we've accepted and we've owned the fact that we must share our stories. And you should have also decided which short story you want to share during this specific season of your life. Whether you want to share it for personal reasons, for legacy reasons, or for business. In today's lesson, we will be identifying the true value within your story. And we're going to want to know how to write it in a way that's going to make the biggest impact and create the most powerful outcome for the readers of your story. And if you don't learn anything else from this lesson, I want this to really sink in. You have to write your story in a way that will be impactful and create a powerful outcome for them. Your story is not about you, it's about them. And too many times we tend to get so wrapped up in our own heads thinking about how cool it would be to have a book and how awesome how awesome it would be able to share our stories so we can help other people, and how our businesses are going to grow and how we're going to be getting more leads and more resources, right? Or possibly you just want people to recognize how big your challenge was so they can respect you and maybe admire you more. I don't know, some of those things rang a bell for me back then. But you know what? We completely forget that the number one focus for sharing our story needs to continually remain to be focused on the reader, the person that really needs to hear our message. So our goal is to deliver some very valuable information to them by using our story as the vehicle to deliver it. That's all it is. Our story is just the vehicle to deliver your message. And just like that moving truck that pulls up to your house and packs all of your belongings in there, and then you go to your new destination and you're waiting for that truck to arrive, and you know what? You want to make sure that that truck is in good running order and it's reliable and that it's on time. But you don't care about the truck. You care about all of the treasures that are inside. That's what you really value. And that's what your reader wants. They want to value the lessons that you have to share. So you know what, this can be a whole new concept for some people when I interview them for our books. Yet they recognize that when they read somebody else's story, that they're disappointed because there really isn't anything in there for them, right? There's like, yeah, that's a good story, but it doesn't really relate to me. Yeah, it can't really help me. They realize when they read a bad story. But on the flip side, they can be completely impressed, and I'm sure you can relate with this. You're completely impressed when you read a story that includes a simple strategy. It could be one simple strategy that you can adopt to make your life better. That's what we're shooting for. That's what you need to do with your story. So for today's lesson, we are going to, let's go back to yesterday. Yesterday you wrote down 3 to 5 tips or strategies or lessons or resources that you can share that will position you as the expert in your industry and things that you learned through your story, right? So we're going to expand upon that just a little bit more. And you know what? What's even more awesome is if you're somebody that has a website with a blog or social media posting, which we all should, right? We should all be blogging and doing social media marketing to grow our businesses. But what's great is these tips that we're kind of evolving for our story and writing and defining more and making sure we add more value, each one of these tips can be used as a blog post and a social media post, and create some images and memes and throw that out there. And all of this can be multi-purposed in many ways, and you may have more than 5 tips, right? You're not going to want to add them all to your story, because more than a few morsels of information, first, can be overwhelming. Second, it may not leave, they'll feel full, they'll feel fulfilled, they got everything they need. You want them to be able to kind of connect with you so they can get more information from you. How can they work with you more? That's what you want. You want to just give them a little appetizer portion of what you have to offer them. So today's action plan, we're going to do, we're going to take those 3 nuggets of information, and we're going to expand on them as if they're a blog post. Of course, when you do other things, you're going to have to shrink it down and expand it. There's other things you're going to do, but we're going to just focus on a simple blog post. And a blog post, typically, you really don't want to have more than 600 words, which I know is a hard thing for me, even though I'm not a great writer. I'm not great at getting my message across in 600 words, but I'm working on it. But we're going to start by writing a 900-word expansion on that nugget of information. And then we're going to put our computer away and come back with fresh eyes. So right now we have 3 to 5 nuggets of valuable information, and each one of them will have about 900 words. And then we're going to come back to that writing with fresh eyes, and we're going to refine it. We're going to get rid of the fluff. We're going to make sure that we don't have anything that's not needed. Sometimes we think because things are personal to us that it's important, but from somebody with fresh eyes, they don't want to hear about things that aren't specifically related to that message. They want to get to the point. They want you to get to the point and share just the important information. So you're going to make sure that your work is relative and succinct and to the point, and you're going to cut out any unnecessary descriptor words. Some of them are good, but too many are just overkill. And then I know for some of you, 600 words is going to either seem like a whole lot or not enough, but you really have to do the best you can to get it to 600 words, so your story can be really short, powerful, and to the point. And that's all I have for today. Tomorrow we're actually going to continue writing and put everything together. So I will see you then, and remember, make it to day 7 because I've got some great information. And make it till tomorrow because we're going to keep putting your story together, and we're going to do it in a way that is going to guarantee you're going to create a strong connection with your audience. So I will see you then.